The President and the First Lady of Rwanda are currently on a visit in Benin with the objective of further strengthening the bilateral relations that exist between the two nations. Adams Kwizera has more.
On the first day of the state visit, the President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, who is in Benin, was received by his Benin counterpart, Patrice Talon, in the honor given the heads of state and governments. After the discussions held tete-a-tete, the two heads of state led the ceremony of signing the agreement of cooperation in various sectors, including security cooperation, which came after a long time Benin struggling with the terrorist groups operating in the northern part of this country. This is where President Patrice Talon pointed out that this security cooperation is based on the experience of Rwandan military in restoring peace in some African countries.
Tout le monde sait très bien que le Bénin est confronté, à l'instar des pays du Golfe de Guinée.
It's not a taboo. Everyone is well aware that Benin, one of the other countries in the Gulf of Guinea region, is still struggling with the problem of insecurity from the Sahel region. And indeed, there is a concern in the north of Benin. Even though it has been some time since our strategy has been able to deal with these groups, you all know that Rwanda has been showing its military capabilities from sometimes. The Rwandan army has experience and capabilities. Not long ago, you heard that they intervened in Mozambique and in the Central African Republic. We have ways to share experiences and capabilities to solve our problems. In this context, military cooperation between Benin and Rwanda is possible.
Pour la sécurité dans ce pays et par ricochet la sécurité au Bénin.
President Kagame also emphasized that now African countries should come together to completely eradicate this problem of terrorism on this continent.
Terrorism in this region is not just talked about by...
Terrorism in this region is not just talked about by me or President Talon. It's what everyone is talking about in this region of West Africa, as it is in the Central Africa, East, South and North Africa. There are these problems. We have confirmed that we can work together in stable cooperation from where Rwanda is, in the East and Middle, where we practically cooperate with other countries to deal with such security issues. We have our military operating in Central African Republic. We have military in South Sudan, as well as those in Mozambique. For that reason and our history, we have been building capacity for a long time, but not exaggerating. It's not a significant capacity, but it's sufficient to deal with these problems, especially cooperating with other countries.
Apprendre du Bénin afin que la coopération soit bénéfique dans les deux sens de façon mutuelle.
These heads of state also stressed that African countries should cooperate in the exchange of knowledge in different sectors.
Vous savez qu'à la douane, nous avons des expertises, des compétences sénégalaises. Nous avons des Européens.
For customs, we use Senegalese, Europeans, Caribbeans, and Atlanticans. In this respect, Benin is not shamed, as we look for experience everywhere. Unfortunately, when we use Europeans, Americans and Chinese, people don't say anything. But when you bring our African brothers, you find people saying that no one else would do it here. I'm proud of what we are doing, because we have experience everywhere in the world. There are Benins who live in Rwanda. Maybe they are not currently working in cooperation, but there are people who are famous at the international level in different countries.
Et qui ont été déjà bien avant nous au service de tel ou tel pays.
The issue of regional security has again been questioned by media. While responding to this question, President Kagame reiterated on the role of DRC in failing to address the problem of the terrorist groups operating in that country.
Le début de l'histoire. Donc nous n'avons pas bien géré la question et aujourd'hui
it was mismanaged, as this problem was there since 2012. Today we are in 2023. After 11 years, this problem is back. This means that it has not been solved properly. The United Nations is still involved, and other countries are still involved. Some of these countries are found in this problem does not solve it. So calling the problem of this region M23 or the problem of Rwanda is like running away from the problem, because you don't want to find a solution to it. But now, as we see it, the whole region in the East Africa, including Angola in the south, as we also have processes in Nairobi and Rwanda, they have all done their best to try to solve the problem. But these complaints are what prevent people from getting a solution, because the Nairobi and Rwanda process are clear and explain the root of the problem and how to solve it. The reality is that Congo itself is making it very difficult to be solved.
That is making it difficult.
Ne veulent pas apparemment que la question soit résolue.
It's expected that on the second day of his state visit in Benin, President Kagame will interact with 100 young entrepreneurs at Seme City, a flag project by Benin government dedicated to meet the skills needs of young Africans through training, research, and innovation. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News.
In an announcement that was read in the presence of the heads of state of Rwanda and Benin, as well as other officials from both countries, different matters were highlighted on, including regional security matters, cooperation geared towards mutual economic development, as well as the exchange of information and expertise in different sectors, to name a few. The announcement also noted on the importance of facilitating the travel of experts in different fields between both countries. It was also observed that the heads of state have commended the military cooperation that exists between Rwanda and Benin, saying it has reached a good level. Cooperation in the agricultural sectors of both countries was another resolution reached, as the abolition of taxes on goods from either country when exported between them was also highlighted.